which studio position monitors the location and safety of electrical wires? Answer next.
And we're back. We just needed to take a break because we're about to get into the big chunk of the dream sequence in the film, and it is a trip. So you might need to get something to drink or whatever you need to do to get through this next part. Because if that part you just saw about a man turning into a woman, not being able to lift a log, lifting a log, all that didn't make sense, the next part's going to be very hard for you. Lauren?
Or just roll with it. It's going to be titillating and weird. Artsy.
I would say that is sound advice. This is the roll with it moment.
Yeah, roll with it.
And this is Aaron Hendren. You just watched Glen or Glenda on Pulp Film Lab. I'm here, as always, with my hosts, Lauren Poole and Alex Knight. What did you guys think of that crazy movie? Yeah, me too. What?
What?
I mean, you're rooting for the girlfriend. She's such a good girlfriend, and I thought that was just a really developed, interesting character who stood by her man. And
She gave him her prettiest sweater.
absolutely. Who does that?
The sweater he always wanted.
Only the best
I
of
wanted
us.
more of the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, the devil was great.
The devil, in a lot of ways, is the most interesting character. He's got a lot of
Yes.
history. There's a lot of background to that character, and then he was only in that one scene.
Well, and the scientist can just make people appear.
Some people
and
want to write
disappear.
Bela Lugosi off in this movie. I am not in that group. I'm of the important. I'm in the important camp because, as they go into in the Tim Burton movie, he is the puppet master. He is the guy pulling the strings, in control of these characters. I don't think there's a Glen or Glenda without Bela Lugosi.
I think you don't need Bela Lugosi's character in the movie for the movie to happen, but you need Bela Lugosi because of him.
Well,
who
you're
he
wrong,
is.
and you're making me mad.
Hey.
You're making me mad.
Guys,
you're
don't
not.
fight.
You're not. Okay,
Don't
sorry.
fight.
That was my fault.
Don't fight.
That's on me. That's on me.
I think that it's good that Bela Lugosi was there.
Okay.
But if it wasn't him, then I could just scrap that whole part.
Absolutely.
Do you have any more movies that you've made that you'd like to tell us about?
Absolutely. I've got my '06 movie, The Faithful and the Fell, and I made a horror movie with some of the best people in town called Flicker. And I have a rock and roll science fiction musical called Psycho Betties from Planet Pussycat.
Hashtag not a porn.
Not a porn. And there's information about how to obtain all of these movies on my website.
And what is that website?
That is eggmurders.com.
Eggmurders.com. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll be back after this station break.
The answer to the question, which studio position monitors the location and safety of electrical wires? That is C, the cable puller.
Welcome to Indie Insights. I'm your host, Dirk Norris, director of the New Mexico Film Foundation. And Alex and Lauren are replacing projection rods or something, so we're going to take a break and speak with my guest, actor, writer, Ron Weisberg. Ron, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
So acting is your forte, I guess, you could say.
You could say that.
Okay. And you're currently working on a film, Money is King.
Money is King, that's right. I'm actually the screenplay writer of it, and I have one of the parts in it.
So do you have a preference to acting or screenwriting?
Honestly, I mean, acting is amazing. It's in the moment. You're having fun. It's like riding a wave, and writing is creating that wave. So for me, it's like part of the same thing. So I don't really know which one I like better. I love them both.
Are you writing your own part?
Unfortunately, I'm writing my own part.
Okay. Well, I would think that would be kind of cool.
You never want an actor writing their own parts.
Okay.
I don't know what they were thinking, but that is what's happening, yes.
Right. And you've been not only in some of the independent films that are going on here in New Mexico, but some of the other films that have been brought here and some of the television shows that have been brought here. So what has that been? You've been on Manhattan?
Yeah.
And Breaking Bad?
No, I wish.
Okay. So what's Manhattan been like for you?
Manhattan was awesome. The sets are just out of this world. Old school 40s, beautiful, like all the costuming, everyone is so professional, and the story is thrilling. I don't know if you've been watching it, but...
Well, I have to admit, I don't have television, so I have to wait till it comes out on Netflix, and then I do binge watching, so I'll have to wait a little while. But I did hear, and I was a little surprised, but it makes sense that there were a lot of flashbacks that put people, the characters, into World War I. So there's kind of a premise for why this project is so important in ending World War II.
Yeah, well, it speaks to all wars, I think, you know.
Yeah, right. So are there any actors that have had a particular influence on your acting, on what you do?
Yeah, you know, I'm not one of these actors that is a film buff per se, but I've definitely been, you know, there's definitely been people like Gene Wilder, you know, from Blazing Saddles.
Right.
For some reason, that's like my favorite movie.
Right, okay.
Mel Brooks is like my god, I don't know.
Right.
But Gene Wilder, his eyes always dance.
Yeah.
And I've always been like drawn to that kind of acting.
Is there a particular character that you kind of are drawn to, or you like flexibility of acting and try to do everything?
I think I'm drawn to crazy people. Smart people.
Is crazy a stretch for you, or is that very comfortable for you?
Well, I come from a family of crazy people, so I've observed well.
Right, okay.
And I can recall
Gotcha.
quite easily.
Right, okay. And I'm assuming, one of the things about acting in New Mexico, and something I hear is that it's hard to get good parts. Hollywood comes here and already has their A-listers, and so getting hired on some of that stuff is kind of tough. And I expect that you're always looking for a way to improve your craft and work at it. You do some teaching as well?
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit.
Well, I teach a class every Saturday with Chris Rainey here at UPublic Studios, actually.
Okay. And
we teach improvisation, and we teach script analysis based on beats and action and subtext. Just the basics of all acting, but some, you know, it's amazing how much teaching actually, you know, teaches myself.
Right.
And I learned so much just by, you know, obsessing over everything for the students, and it comes right back to me. So I'm constantly involved in the craft. It's awesome.
And the people you're getting, are they really serious actors, or is it people that are looking to maybe do some background work and, you know, fit that in when they're, you know, not at work?
No, these are people that are serious about getting speaking roles, that maybe they have been doing background and they're now wanting to take the next step in their craft and their career. And we teach 100% speaking roles, you know, being the lead role, how to listen. You know, it's really all about listening.
Right. There's a documentary out called Casting By that looks at the casting directors and what they go through. And one of the points they bring up is the old studio system. They didn't have actors, they were more movie stars. So they were looking more at sellability of a face rather than, but you're not, that's not what you're advocating.
No, what we teach is I don't care what you look like.
Yeah.
I care if you're honest. I care if you're telling the story that's written on the page, if you're going through the psychology of the character. Honestly, for me, acting isn't a pretty thing. I've been in parts where, you know, I'm playing like a psycho killer. I have to kill these little kids. And for Hunter's Game, it's now unforeseen. It was a pilot we did here in New Mexico.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not a pretty thing to go to those places, but you have to tell the story. You have to take that part.
Right. Ron, I really appreciate you being here today. Is there a website you want to tell people about? Do you have a website, or how people can learn about the actings that you offer?
Yeah, well, there's moneyisking.com for Money is King.
Okay.
And on Facebook, we have a little the teaching page. It's called The Open Actor.
Okay.
So you can just look up The Open Actor on Facebook.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Dirk.
You've been listening to Indie Insights. You've been watching it too, actually. You want me? I'll do that again. Sorry, it's okay.
You've been feeling the insight.
You've been watching Indie Insights with my guest, Ron Weisberg. Lauren and Alex are back, and we're going to get back to the movie. Thanks for watching.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed Glen or Glenda, and I hope you've enjoyed the Pulp Film Lab so far. We're going to close out today's episode with a game we like to call Boy or Girl. Now, we have some subjects ready to go in the studio, so let's go ahead and bring up our first subject. Oh, okay.
Well, a lot of men have long hair like that now.
Yes, but not as beautiful as this person's hair.
She does. This person absolutely does have very shiny, luxurious, rich hair.
I think it's a pretty girl.
I think girl.
I'm going with girl as well, guys.
Yes, it's a girl.
Good.
All right, next subject, please.
I'm good at this.
Oh.
All right. Also in a striped shirt.
Yes.
Also,
kinda throwing
really
me.
nice hair.
Yeah, nice smile too.
I notice a beard.
The beard.
Beard
makes
is
me
a
lean
giveaway.
towards
I think.
boy.
You don't think
Boy.
that's a trick beard?
I think it's a real beard. I think it's a boy.
I'm gonna go with
Boy.
boy as well.
Boy?
Yes.
Boy.
Right
Boy.
on.
All right.
Sweet. All right. Let's
Two for two.
Head 2 for 2. Let's go to third subject.
Oh, this one's tougher.
It's kind of bright.
I'm gonna go with lamp.
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 Yeah.
Lamp?
Lamp.
All right.
Lamp. All right. That's the end of Boy or Girl and the end of Pulp Film Lab. I'm your host, Lauren Poole.
I'm Alex Knight. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you so much to our guest, Aaron Hendren. in
Thanks
the
for having
studio
me,
with us
guys. I
today.
really enjoyed it.
Cool. And thank you so much, Dirk Norris with Indie Insight. And please find us on Facebook at the Pulp Film Lab and join us next time when we screen the awesome and awesomely bad movies that are public domain so we can show them.